Hey youth, good morning, afternoon. I don't really know. Life's very strange right now. Um, kind of slept in on a Sunday for the first time ever, I think. Maybe not ever, but ever when I'm not technically on vacation. Um, as most of you know, we're doing church on Zoom right now, and we're trying to limit the number of people that are in the sanctuary on Sunday morning. So I actually haven't been coming to the church. I've been turning on my laptop and getting on the Zoom link and communicating with the church that way on Sunday morning. So I got to sleep in pretty late. It's kind of crazy before catching church. And I noticed that a number of your families were in church this morning, and that was awesome. And I encourage you to go to the church website on Sunday mornings and check out that link. We are switching to 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. next Sunday, just to try to make it easier on all the people that are getting together and planning it and filming it, and also to limit the amount of time that we're sharing space. So anyway, things are really weird right now. Weirder than last time I talked to you. And we're definitely in an unprecedented time. I know that I'm not probably as old as some of your parents or your grandparents. And if I've never experienced this in my lifetime and it feels very unprecedented, and they also echo that, then yeah, we're in some very crazy times, and it's very easy to feel fear or anxiety or uncertainty about the future right now, and I want you to know that that's normal. But we have a church member, Jenny, who she has kind of been by my side since I started here like 11 years ago. And one thing she always says to me when I'm in like a really tough crisis, she just says, "This too shall pass." And she's right. Like, this will pass. It might be really, really hard for us to get through, but we're going to get through it together, and it will pass. And my prayer for you right now is that you have people surrounding you in your immediate home vicinity who are coming around you and supporting you and reminding you that this too will pass. And if you have each other, you have everything. So I want to start by saying special shout out to Laurel. It's Laurel Bard's birthday today, and we had all these plans to have cupcakes and a party at youth group this morning, but that kind of got interrupted. So I want you to know we're thinking about you. We love you, and we hope you have the best birthday. And Milo as well. I know it's Milo's birthday this week, so if any of you have birthdays this week or in the next 8 weeks, for real, like, love you. Wish I could celebrate you, but hey, let me know if you have a birthday coming up, and I will just like casually deliver something to your front porch and knock on the door and run away. Let me know. Okay, so announcements for this week. I'm sure you all assumed that the rummage sale has to be postponed, and it does. So we were going to have our rummage sale in April, and we are going to actually push that to June. I don't have a date yet, but I think that I'm going to snag the week that was going to be for Vacation Bible School, because we're not going to be able to pull Vacation Bible School together with all this chaos and uncertainty right now. So the week, I think that's the last week of June, that will be our rummage sale. And geranium sale is normally May 3rd, and that might still be the case, but I think the plan is that the first Sunday that the whole church comes back together, we're working on putting together like maybe a Unity Sunday situation to celebrate together, and that will be the day we do the geranium sale. So stay posted. Okay, I want to read to you guys from Unafraid, the series that we were doing before all this. And this is chapter 3, week 3 of Unafraid. And it's on failure, disappointing others, insignificance, and loneliness, which I thought was very applicable. It says, our culture celebrates people who take chances and try new things, but it is also quick to lash out at people who fall short of our expectations. Our fears of failure and letting other people down not only can keep us from stepping out and taking risks, but also can keep us from doing things that we enjoy or are good at. These fears can keep us from being the people whom God wants us and calls us to be. As we strive to overcome these fears, we must demonstrate love and encouragement so that others don't succumb to feelings of failure, disappointment, and loneliness. We need to recognize and remind the world that greatness isn't about what we achieve, but how we demonstrate love, compassion, and companionship. We must show through our actions that there's no reason to fear failure or loneliness because we are surrounded by people who build us up and recognize our value. And I hope right now that you're surrounded by people that are building you up and recognizing your value. It's very easy to feel lonely during this time. And there is a lot of uncertainty right now, and there's a lot of fear. And your family might be going through unforeseen struggles right now. Your parents might be out of work. You might be out of work. I know a lot of my high school students don't have jobs right now, and they're feeling the pressure to, pay their car insurance or pay their part of the phone bill or whatever it is that they're normally responsible for. And we don't have answers yet, and that's really hard to live in that uncertainty. But if you're one of the people who doesn't find yourself in that uncertainty, I would encourage you to help, to be one of the helpers. Mr. Rogers always said, anytime that there's a struggle, his mom said it, but his mom used to tell him, look for the helpers. There's always people helping. And we have an opportunity right now to be the helpers. So one of the things that I like to do when I'm feeling down on myself or having a hard time in life or feeling depressed is I like to help others because it kind of helps me take the focus off myself and what I'm going through. So I have a couple opportunities for you this week to be one of the helpers. First one is something that you would have heard about if we were having a regular youth group, but that is 1 great hour of sharing. This is a fish bank. You might remember it. We have it in the youth room all year for people to throw change in before Palm Sunday, which is the end of this month, or the end of April. I don't remember. Sorry. But what we do is we put our change, our extra, in the fish bank all throughout Lent. And then at the end of Lent, we give it to the church, and the church collects all the fish together. And together we have this great harvest, and we send it off to 1 great hour of sharing, which shares our resources and changes lives. And this money goes to support natural disasters, people in crisis, and a lot of the things that the youth help out with. The money goes to Presbyterian disaster assistance in Puerto Rico, in Nashville, in New Orleans, in New York, in Houston. So it's things that we've directly seen. It also helps when a church experiences an earthquake or a natural disaster and they lose their building or part of their building, and that money's used to help rebuild that. And it also helps pastors that are retired, that find themselves in financial crisis, who've given their whole lives of service to the church, and then they experience a medical debt that bankrupts them, and we can swoop in and help them take care of that debt and provide for them as a thank you for all their years of service. So it's used to help people all over the world, and it's also used for the Presbyterian Youth Training a little bit. So that's one thing you can do. I will leave some fish banks at the table when you just walk into the narthex. The narthex will be open on Monday and Tuesday this week. I think from 9 to 2 or 9 to 3. So if you want to just come in and grab a bank and leave, that'd be awesome. And your family, you can color them together. I mean, everybody in your family could have a bank if you don't have them yet. But I will leave some out there. And then the second thing is so important right now. And if you can afford to participate in this, I would highly recommend it. So, tons of people are out of work right now. Tons of people have filed for unemployment. I think the first day of the shutdowns of different things, unemployment in Oregon increased by 3,200%. So that's a lot of people that are now relying on community services to meet their needs. And one of those needs is the food bank. And the food bank usually struggles around this time of the year anyway with having enough in it, but now it's going to especially feel that pinch. So if you have it in your means to donate some food to the food bank, it's super easy. All you have to do is bring it to the church on Monday and Tuesday between 9 and 3, walk into the narthex and drop it in Big Blue. Our people will get it to the food bank at some point. But I want to take that one step further. So I have gone through pantry and pulled out some food items that are some of the most wanted items by food banks. Peanut butter, cereal, snacks for kids like applesauce, pasta sauce, because the food bank often does they get really good deals on bulk pasta, and they buy that with their funds and then distribute it, but then the pasta sauce has to come from donations. Chili or canned soup, and vegetables, so I have some beans. And what I want you to do is be thoughtful and take a Sharpie and write some messages to the people that are going to get this food before you donate it. So, I'm going to do that now. Oh, this one's fun. Oh, it's cute. Look, there's like a little crossword on the back. Okay, imagine you're a little kid and you're sitting at the breakfast table eating your cereal, and you're reading the back of the box, and there's a message for you. And I'm not gonna actually fill in the game because I feel like that's mean, but I'm gonna put a message on the back. So, I'm just gonna write, you are loved, this too shall pass. And you can write whatever you want. I'm gonna draw a heart, maybe a few. You can write whatever you want. You can write Bible passages if you wanted to, if you have a favorite that you think would be encouraging. You can just write encouraging messages like praying for you, like Westminster is praying for you. You could draw a picture. That might cheer up somebody's day, be an unexpected little blessing. You could write, I hope your dinner is delicious. Anything you want that you think would be an encouragement to people. And then after you've done that, like I said, you can just bring the items to Westminster and put them in Big Blue. You can drop them off at the food bank yourself as a family if you want to. You can take them to Table of Plenty, which is on Lone Oak. Our donations end up at Table of Plenty. Usually we donate to the local distribution. So your donations that you are giving to Big Blue at Westminster, they're literally going to your immediate neighbors, like the people that live in the zip code that get their food boxes from the Table of Plenty. So it's a really awesome way to help out people in your immediate surroundings that need us during this crisis. And if you're one of those people that's benefiting from this, good. Good. I'm so glad that we can help you during this time. It's humbling to be able to help people who have less than you when they're in need. Yeah. Okay, so the last thing that I want you to do as a family is, if you're doing this as a family, I want you to go around the table or around the room and share a hope and a fear that you have in your life right now, or a joint concern. We call them hopes and fears for the sake of this series that we're in, but they're really our joys and our concerns. And maybe share a high and a low from your week in quarantine. And as always, when you're done, we usually close by praying the prayer of Jabez, which says, "O Lord, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, that I may not cause pain." Amen. Be well, guys. I will talk to you soon. Love you.